Hi there, it's Tiffany with Ready Set Crop, getting ready to do a live process video with you tonight. Thank you for joining me in the virtual craft room on this Thursday evening. Kind of cold and rainy and wet where I am. Hopefully you have some nicer weather where you are. I am once again working in the Shades of Silver and Gold collection. I have been working my way through this since last Thursday. So you've probably seen a few layouts with it. I have done New Year's Eve 2022 or 2023, depending on which way you look at it. I did a layout called Make Every Moment Count, and I did my best 9 of 2022. And so now I'm going to be doing another layout tonight. This one is from 2016. So normally when I get a collection, I kind of work my way through it, trying to use up as much as I can, because I find if I set it aside, I don't always get back to it because there's always new stuff coming out. So I try to just use it, and make as many layouts as I can. But I scrapbook all out of order, so that's okay. If you scrapbook in order, this probably wouldn't be the greatest way to do this, because then you will have page after page after page of the same papers or the same tones, that kind of thing. So mine are all over the place, so none of them so far are going to be near each other or even in the same album. This one's from 2016, so it's going to be in a totally going in the Wayback Machine for this one. Hi, Michelle. Oh, hi, Judy. You're off tonight too. Hi, Gail. Nice to see everybody on here. See your names. So I have these pictures, just this one picture of my kids at their soccer banquet in 2016, and they both got awards that night. My daughter got Rookie of the Year, and I can't even make out what my son got, so I'm gonna have to look that up to see what he got, but he usually gets like really sweet awards, like good team player awards, because he's always just that kid that you want on your team. He's a good team spirit kind of person. So I'm going to trim this photo. I printed it as a 5x5, but I printed it on a 5x7 mat, so that I just paid the cost of the 5x7, but it comes out as a square, because I like the look of a square sometimes. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I don't know if you saw earlier, but I set up my YouTube account, so all of my videos are now going to go over there once I'm done with them here, so it's an easy way for you to find them if you're looking for them later. And I'm going to slowly work on putting all of them on there from now through back to 2020 when I started doing these. So I'm going to first start by grabbing a different piece of paper, because there is pink in this layout, and I don't have any pinks in this Shades of Gold, and I actually only have 5 pieces of paper left. So I did want to pull in some pink because Eliza's a pink girl. She's wearing pink in this photo. Oh, that's great, Michelle. Yeah, it's fun just to look at the other ones, and even if you have seen them, you'll probably see a technique or something that you missed. I'm going to use this pink paper. I pulled out this project folder. This is from the Summertime collection that came out a couple of years ago. But I am going to use that tonight because I wanted some pink to go with this gray. Let's see what else is in here. There's not much left in this collection either. I just have a lot of scraps. It's all the stragglers that are left. But I'm looking for anything that might be pink. That might work. Well, I think I already had that piece, but if there's anything that's pink, I might use it. Got that one too. That's the same thing. Okay, I'm going to set those aside in case I want to use them. I'm going to start by trimming this down. So I think in a previous post, I list my YouTube link, so you can hop on over there and check that out. Subscribe if you would like to. I'm gonna just trim a 1/2 inch off the top and bottom of this, so just off of 2 sides. I'm gonna leave it 12 inches across, but make it 11 inches tall. And then I'm going to trim 1 inch of this hot pink. Got to get rid of this umbrella piece here. So I'm trimming 2 1-inch pieces from this hot pink paper from the summertime collection. And this has like watermelon seeds on it, but in this case you really don't, you can't make that out. Thank you. Eliza just delivered me tea. I mismanaged my time, and I always make tea before I head down to the craft room, and the tea wasn't ready yet. So luckily she's home and she could do it for me. All right, I'm just grabbing a piece of white paper. This is just a piece that was on the cover, but it's not even cardstock. It's a really thin piece of paper, so it's not going to really add any bulk to my layout, and it's not going to show up at all. I just want to be able to build my layout on here and have it be the right size. If you build your layouts right onto 12 by 12 pages, then you wouldn't need to do this step. So I'm taking my 1-inch pink pieces that I cut, and I'm going to put, this is going to be the top. Just fitting these right along 2 edges. And then I'm going to put the gray on top of it. So now I just have this nice kind of frame of the pink at the top and the bottom, just kind of bringing your eye into the middle of the layout. And then my photo's gonna go here, and I'm gonna actually mat it on a little bit of pink. So let me see if I can do that. I might have cut away too much. I did, I cut away too much. I'm gonna grab this one. Too many things over here piling up. So I'm gonna mat this on a really, really thin pink mat, just to have a tiny sliver of pink all the way around. Judy and Gail, what's the weather in New Hampshire this evening? We had snowy, and then it kind of turned into icy, and now it's just kind of rain, which is nice. I prefer rain, obviously, over ice and over snow. I'm not a big winter person, so I'm okay with warmer temperatures and rain. That's just fine with me. All right, so now I'm gonna grab the woven scallop border punch. And I used this the other night, but I'm gonna use it in a different way tonight. This is a new exclusive punch, only available to advisors. Certainly if you know an advisor like me, you can get one. If you're in my Border Maker Club, like Judy, you are getting one. But it's not one you can't just go on the website and order it. You have to know somebody to get it. But I love punches like this that are really universal. You could use this for any layout. Scallop will go with anything. Now this one is kind of finicky because it's got all these kind of delicate edges. So because I'm using pattern paper with this, it's a little bit thinner too. I am going to pull it out each time just so that I don't have any paper stuck in there, because that will kind of jam up the process. I'm going to punch this, I think, 3 times on 3 different pattern papers and then trim them. Actually, I'm going to trim all of them at once, so I'm going to put this aside. You've got rain, Judy. Oh, and you've got snow up by you, Gail. Yeah, you're up much further. You're in snow country, Gail. All right, so I've got the gray stripe. This one might be a choice. Might be a contender. This is just a plain gray. I probably will do that one. I thought I had one more. Ah, it's the other side of this. So maybe I will do this and this and this. Okay. Just trying to figure out my plan here. I guess I will cut this after all that. I have an idea in my head that I want to layer several of these scallops. So I just want to cut it. I want to cut out like 3 different scallop edges and see if I can layer them and see how that would look. You know, I kind of during the day when I decide I'm doing a live, during the day I decide what photo, and then I think about the papers, and then I think about what am I actually going to do. So I'm still kind of winging it, but I do have an idea in my head that I want to try. Okay, that's the second one. So that's going to be the darker side of this paper. What I need is more table space. I don't think I have enough table space down here. I always feel like I'm stacking things up. I saw an advisor the other night that saved all the little pieces that punched out of the inside, and then she was going to fit them in like this, and it looked really cool, but I don't have time for that in my life. It's just not a step that I want to take. I think it looks really neat. I just don't think that it's for me. And maybe on the right layout it would be for me, but definitely not tonight. And that would not fit into my 30 minutes or less plan. And I try to always keep my layouts at 30 minutes. So my Border Punch Club is basically, we never really know how many borders are coming out each year. And they're, I would say, sometimes once a month, sometimes more than once a month, sometimes less than that. We just never really know. And sometimes you don't realize that one came out, and then you see it later on and you're like, oh, I want that punch, and it's already gone. Sometimes they come and go really quickly. And so if you're in my club, you sign up for a year, and you are guaranteed in that year that you will get all of them, because I buy them as they come in. And so right now, you know, last week one came out, I purchased them for everybody. They will come to my house. And if you're local, you just pick up from me. You don't have to pay shipping. If you are further away, like you, Gail, I would ship it to you. And usually people that I'm shipping to, I wait until I have 2, ship it at once. That way you save money on shipping. You do get a $2 discount for being in the club. So any of the border punches that you buy, you get a discount on those. And you can always say know once during your year's membership. So you can say, you know what, that one isn't for me, I'm gonna skip this month. And that is fine. So it's a fun way to collect them if you like the Boilermaker system and you want to have all the cartridges. This way you know you're not gonna miss any of them. So I just stacked all mine up and I'm gonna cut them in half. Hopefully that will work. Yeah, no patience for that, Michelle. That's how I am. I'm like, oh, it's a cool idea, but I'm not gonna sit and do that. So if you're ever interested in joining my Boilermaker Club, I'm happy to have new members anytime, and I will send you the link. If you're interested, just let me know. It takes no thought on your end. You just, have to pay when they come in. And I send an email every time saying, hey, the next one's coming out. So I should have trimmed these to 5 inches because that's how big this picture is. So I'm going to cut these down to 5 inches. What I love about this trimmer is it can cut several pieces of paper at the same time. So if you are doing a project like this, I just did 3 cuts of pattern paper. Now it's designer paper, so it's thinner. I wouldn't do this with cardstock, but with designer paper, you can definitely put 3 layers in. I have one of these trimmers at work because I use this so much. So I have one at work when I'm cutting. I'm always prepping supplies for one craft or another. So my idea was to be able to tuck these underneath so that you see the different patterns. And I just want to see if this border works. I might try the light gray first. And the black. And then the stripe. Yeah, I think I like that one better. So just giving you this look of the different, of the borders kind of stacked up together. All right, I'm going to trim a piece of foam. Yeah, keep it in mind, Gail, if you ever want more info on it, I'm happy to send out the link. If you like the Boilermaker system, it's a great way to collect those cartridges without having to think about it. Because then you just get the email and go, oh, another one's coming, great. And you don't miss out on them. Because before, I was in one, but before I was always forgetting. And I'd go, oh, I wish I had bought that one, that's cool, and it was already gone. So I'm just popping this all up on foam so that I have a good space to tuck my scallops under. We'll start with the light gray. Then the darker. And I'm kind of just fitting it so it's that bottom, the first scallop is just hitting just below the next scallop. Oops, that looks like it went crooked. Something went crooked. Slide that down a little bit. I'm going to slide these stripes underneath that one. Just lining those up. So here you're getting that previous pattern poking through the scallop. That's kind of neat. I'm going to do the same thing at the top. I like to use borders in kind of different ways than people typically use them, just because I'm kind of a think outside the box person. So I think it's good to see different ways to use it, because I think normally we're just thinking, oh, a border, you punch it out, you put it along the side of the layout, and you're done. But it's nice to look at it in different ways and think about different ways to use it. I'm going to pull out that pink paper again, and there was this piece here that I'm going to put along the sides, just to have another color. And I actually like it with this black right here, so I'm going to trim that part. These were Fast to Fabulous pages. I don't think they have this one anymore, but the idea behind Fast to Fabulous is it's kind of a printed layout and you just have to stick things on there. I like getting them just for the different kinds of patterns that they have. I always find them interesting. So I'm going to trim just those black dots and see how those look. And if they look too crazy, I'll switch to just the plain pink. I think that's kind of fun. Yeah, I like that. So this is mostly using the silver and gold collection, but just throwing in some other things because I needed some pink on this layout. I was thinking of doing the United We Stand papers and using red, white, and blue, but that pink, her pink sweatshirt is just so, it stands out so much that I figured I just had to kind of go with it. So I'm going to grab my embellishments, and I'm making my way through these. I think there was a Celebrate left. Oh yeah, there's a Celebrate. Definitely going to use that one. That right there. And again, because this is going to sit on top of this photo that's already raised up, but it's overlapping on a spot where there isn't any foam, I'm going to put a foam square behind it just to give it, just to even it out. I'll put that right there. Oh, I didn't put any adhesive over here. Put that down. I like this love, but I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if they'd appreciate it, but too bad, it's my layout. So I could put this love, maybe it's too similar to that one. Maybe I will put the loved instead, because it's a different shape. Yeah, that. Maybe I'll just group everything over here. Yeah. I'm going to group it all over here, and then I can do some journaling over here. I'm going to grab the arrow. This arrow really just for the color. I might use these leaves again just for the color. I don't want to add any gold into this. I don't have any gold happening on this layout. I think I'll just tuck that there. I don't think I'm going to use the arrow. Just going to tuck these leaves in over here. But what I am going to do is add some, a little bit of pink onto here. I grab my markers. And and just some packaging. This is just a Crayola water-based marker and packaging from something. And I'm going to give it a quick spray. And just kind of mush it around a little bit with my paintbrush. Now I'm just going to smush it down on my layout. Just to add a little bit of color to my gray background, because I love to get a little bit messy. I'm going to do a little bit up here. Let's see if I can get this where I would like it to be. A little bit down here, a little bit over here. I'm going to peel up these leaves and I'm going to put some right behind it and then put the leaves back. Put some right there. Now this time I'm not going to mush it onto my layout. I'm just going to grab my paintbrush and I'm going to give it a few taps. So now I will find something that I can put right here to do my journaling on. I'm going to look through the summertime collection here just to see. I have the cards and I don't know if there's any journaling cards that would work that are the right color, and I don't think that there are. Yeah, none of those are going to work. So I will look for a journaling card I think that I can add in this section here. I haven't pulled out the silver and gold journaling cards, so I might have something that would work from the silver and gold collection. But I think that's it for this one. It ended up much more pink than I was planning. And I just realized I was supposed to put the layout together this way. I was planning on my pink being at the top and the bottom, and I ended up with it on the side. You just never know. You have plans and things turn out differently. But I really like the look of these scallops layered like this. Again, this is the woven scallop. Let me see. Yeah, woven scallop border maker cartridge. I really like this layered look, and you know, you could do this with any border and just have the layers of different pattern papers that show through. I think that looks really cool. You could always put foam squares behind this if you wanted to pop them up a little bit too. But yeah, I'm going to do my journaling over here and figure out the date. It was 2016, I think it was like June 2016, something like that. So I just want to make sure I have the date right. But I think that's it for this one. So that is the fourth layout that I've done with the silver and gold collection. Not at all the way I think you'd probably think of the silver and gold, but adding the pink into it really changes it a lot. So I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, Judy, definitely steal this technique. Give it a try. If you do, tag me in it so I can see how you use it, because I think it's a really fun way to use your borders a little bit differently and layer them like this. And certainly you could do this with lots of photos on a layout. It doesn't have to be just a single photo. If you had several other photos, this is a great way to highlight one with the stacked borders and then have the other ones kind of embellished. That would be kind of nice too. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this Tuesday night, and I think I will be back on Sunday night for another process video. And again, I will be sure to include the link to my YouTube so you can go on there and watch the replays anytime. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.